when Schroyer's here, I'm going to play the Ted Nugent clips that the editors just got ready out of, again, if you do 3 hours, almost 3 hours interview on 3 cameras, that's almost 9 hours of footage. We got 2 clips coming up in the next segment, and you're going to have a lot throughout the week, because I promised to take my daughters. They particularly have never seen snow except for like maybe an inch on the ground in Austin twice. One of them's 13, so I said, I'm going to take you to snow. So we're going to snow, and we're doing it, and even if they shut everything down, I'm going to leave you here like Colonel Travis at the Alamo while I go gallivanting around. My daughters deserve a little time. But I'll be calling in and stuff. But
you deserve a little time too, Alex. I know wild horses couldn't drag you away.
Well, this is what I'm going to do. And be with my family sitting around the house, or swimming in the swimming pool, or going for a hike. But no, they want to see snow. I get it. There's that kind of that ancestral memory going to the mountains. But just during the 4-minute break, I'm back there in the coffee room getting a glass of iced tea. And we've got Fox News on, and it's saying, Robert Mueller, we're going to play it in a moment, Robert Mueller has moved on from Russiagate to now investigating Saudi influence and Chinese influence. And I'm going to play the part about Saudi influence, and they go, and Trump's under criminal investigation. I thought it was about Russians. Why did Trump go to Saudi Arabia instead of Qatar or the UAE? Because Saudi Arabia runs the whole Middle East except for Iran. It runs 80% of Islam, the Sunnis. They were the ones funding ISIS and funding the Democrats. They arrested thousands of the ruling class who were funding the deep state here. Trump went there to cut the funding off, short of having a war with Saudi Arabia. And the king was so blown away with the president there knowing everything off his briefings with General Flynn and other generals that sent Flynn, whose names I'm not supposed to say, some of the former heads of the president's advisors. I'm just letting the deep state know I know all of it. That was brought, and then ISIS crumbled. And it helped Russia defeat ISIS and the U.S. military. That's how you do it. Why have a war if you can go to the Saudi king and go, I know you're threatened by internal groups using ISIS to control you. Because the Saudis, some of them don't like this either. They want to just be successful and not be radical Islam. Now they're reforming. Women can drive cars. Women can have jobs. Hijabs may come off. Trump went and said, I can overthrow you right now. Stop it. And they made a deal. That is then spun into being anti-American. We're going to play the clip, but Owen, what do you say to this?
Well, there's so much that Trump is doing that is behind the scenes that people aren't aware of.
He's smart.
And kind of like his entire campaign. I mean, this, like you said, he goes off to
you don't think we're the only ones that get it. I mean, his dad was a big John Bircher.
So he's out, he's in Scotland for a couple years. He's talking to his family about this, and he's, war gaming it out, trying to figure out, when do I attack point A? When do I attack point B?
He met with a bunch of former generals and intelligence chiefs for 6 months at least.
Where do you think, you know what though, Alex?
They all flew into Scotland.
Since Mueller is, the one.
I think funny, this whole thing was planned in Scotland. Texas was founded by Scots.
Of course, William Wallace, the great stories of patriots and liberty in Scotland. But, there's kind of been a talking point of discussion. Who is Mueller? What is he really doing? Is he for Trump? Is he anti-Trump? Is he actually going to turn on Hillary in the end? And this whole thing is kind of an act to pretend like he's going against Trump, and then he's going to sell everybody out in the end down the drain. And this could all end up coming back to 9/11 too, Alex. And a lot of experts are saying.
Remember, he threatened to bring out 9/11 and Jeb Bush quit.
So exactly. So you kind of got all of these different angles that are just kind of like matzo balls just sitting there stewing, and you're really not sure what's going on. And the worm is kind of starting to turn. And I figure, based on studying President Trump and what he's done, when he said last week, take the guns first, due process second, rightfully so, everybody freaked out. You can't say that.
But that was meant to get us out of our sleep, because I read Trump weeks before was concerned we were asleep. He just woke our asses up of what they were doing, but he knew if they said it, we wouldn't wake up. They think he's too confident. God, you weren't with Nugent. And he didn't want me to say all this on record. Part of it's coming out tomorrow. He'll talk about, we're playing. It was a wake up. But Trump is even willing to take the heat himself to get us to wake up. Oh, and you are.
And then remember Dianne Feinstein, like a witch. He goes and like, yeah, we'll get.
But do you get how Trump is? He said, if we're not worried about Democrats, we think he's so strong. He will then say it to wake us up.
But then what has happened?
God, is that not sophisticated?
And what has happened in the past? Every time.
And Feinstein can't even figure out what's happening.
They literally can't get it. Dude, that is the crazy. I mean, Adam Schiff gets prank called by Russians. But every time he does something like this, whether it be saying that Syria is chemically attacking their own people and everyone freaked out about that, then he kind of drew back and didn't go down that road, didn't start the war in Syria.
He told me personally, he said, we're not going in there. And then a week later, it was in the news.
Exactly. He does the DACA thing. Oh, we'll sign 1.5 million people DACA. Okay, that doesn't happen. He delivers.
He knows how to take the piss out of war propaganda, out of anything they build as a big PR campaign. He goes, I agree, it dissipates, and then he doesn't do it.
And so I figure, though, based on if you study Trump like a roller coaster, like arches, something big is coming. Something huge is about to. Trump is going to reveal something or do something. He just announced he's going to be doing a rally in Pennsylvania.
Trump is about to reveal something huge.
I think so.
Let's go to this clip from Fox News. Like during the break just 10 minutes ago, I'm watching this, and now it's not Russia. Now he's a Saudi pawn, even though he literally cut their genitals off and made them roll over and stopped doing stuff that's bad for them and everybody else and crushed ISIS. Well, just see it for yourself. Here it is.
According to the Times,
we're Saudi agents.
Investigators want to know if
we're anyone's agents but us.
Of the UAE to buy political favor or influence with the Trump campaign through campaign money. The businessman George Nader, the Times reports, was a frequent visitor to the Trump White House in 2017, advised top Trump aides on Middle East policy ahead of the president's visit to Saudi Arabia last year, and Nader has been a sort of advisor to one of the leaders of the UAE. Now the special counsel is interviewing witnesses about Emirati influence and the president's son-in-law, Jared Kushner's family business ties to the Middle East.
We could not understand why the Trump administration was so firmly taking the Saudis' side in this dispute between...
They're 80% of Islam. Mecca's based there. They run the whole thing. They're running it. So you go to who is in charge to stop it. Like if you wanted to end World War II before it started, you'd go to Hitler. And they have this buffoon like, we don't, this Democrat, we don't, yeah, back it up to where we had it. I think you guys backed up at the start there. I mean, Owen, this is Twilight Zone now.
Well, think about it. Just like Russia, who was it? There was
no. It was never Russia. It was Saudi collusion.
But it was.
No, we're going to arrest Trump for Saudi collusion.
But who actually colluded with the Saudis? Okay, you're looking at, exactly. So they take everything that Hillary.
He was there cutting off their funding.
So does this once again though? But does this show? I mean, what does this show about Mueller? Does this show that Mueller is covering for Hillary? I mean, what? Because that is just so weird. I mean, why all of a sudden is Mueller looking into Saudi Arabia? Like, what's going on with that?
All we know is, why did he go to Saudi Arabia? It's only the most powerful country in the Middle East, not Israel. Israel has nukes, but financially, Saudi Arabia. Since the time of Hippocrates, the father of modern Western medicine, in 420 BC, the ancients have marveled at the power of whey protein from milk and cheese. That's why I'm so proud to announce the latest addition to the InfoWars Life family, True Whey Protein from InfoWars Life. It's produced right here in the United States of America under the strictest high-quality organic conditions. Our True Whey Protein from InfoWars Life contains a whopping 20 grams of protein per serving. We went out and did massive research and found the very best company and facility to develop our whey. And it took us years to finally get contacts with some of the larger, most respected companies to bring you a super high quality whey protein at a very reasonable price. That way you get the benefits and the taste of high-quality whey while supporting our information warfare operation against the globalists. Doing our research, one thing continued to really stand out. It's not just that cows and their milk are associated with the best, highest quality protein, but also that those cows be grass-fed. That is essential. And all of this whey protein comes from grass-fed happy cows. This is the very best way that we were able to bring to market. Please try it for yourself and tell us what you think. Again, thank you so much for all your support. It is True Whey from InfoWarsLife.com.